Hey yo, what's up fellow Breath of the Wild enthusiasts? This video here today is for anyone who already knows how to set up the bow lift smuggle slide, which is a very beginner friendly trick to learn how to set up, but it's a little more difficult, takes more time to get good at the speed building and maneuverability and all that stuff. I find a lot of people looking for tips and tricks and advice on how to get better at that, so that's what this video is all about. People get confused about wiggling. They think that the best way to build speed is to go like super fast. That is not necessarily true. I'll even turn back around this way and work against the momentum that I have built. I'm going to do slow wiggles. If this thumbstick was a clock and you imagined a 9 over here and a 3 over here, to wiggle from 9 to 3 slowly is going to give you more speed than to wiggle from 4 to 8 really fast, right? So here's wiggling from about 4 to 8. There we go. And then wiggling from 3 to 9. Kind of slow, right? So you definitely want to be going directly through the center. Don't worry about going neutral just because it goes through the center. As long as you're not holding the control stick in the center, you can do this and you can wiggle relatively slow and efficiently and get very good speed build. As you're wiggling in the moment and you're doing stuff in the game, whether you're speedrunning or whatever, you might find yourself accidentally and just naturally wiggling. Instead of in a 9 to 3, you might go in a 4 to 8, which I already was talking about. I also find myself sometimes going in like a 4 to 10, where you're still kind of going through center properly, but it's not going straight along the x-axis of the left control stick. So you want to be aware of that as far as getting your most efficient speed. That is the most important thing, is wiggling through the center like that. And don't be afraid of letting the control stick go neutral if you're wiggling slow. The better you get at going through the center along the x-axis, then you can get more efficient with how fast you're doing that, and that's where you're really going to build a lot of speed and approach that speed barrier very quickly. And get used to what it looks like as you approach the speed barrier. I like to practice hitting the speed barrier and getting used to what it looks like on the comet's tail of the bomb as I'm running across, as I'm flying across. I'll take Link out across the edge of the map where you have a lot of straightaway over the water, and you don't have to worry about running into any objects in the overworld, mountains and whatnot. You can seriously just pay full attention on the comet's tail and what it looks like as you're wiggling, and take note of how it looks as you're approaching that speed barrier. This is what the tail looks like, and there we are breaking it. It'll build up the speed barrier again. And this is basically what the comet's tail is going to look like as you're getting really close to hitting the speed cap again. So you can seriously go along the edge of the map, have a huge straightaway, and practice building up to the speed barrier, getting used to what it looks like and how it feels to get up there, and being more familiar with how fast you can go before the game slows you down, because it just can't go that fast anymore. This is going through, we're going through the cold area right now, and it's staying warm enough to not have Link freeze. This is actually a really good practice running along here. If you can run through this area without taking any hearts of damage, you know you're going really fast. And if you can maintain that from the labyrinth in the upper right corner of the map all the way down to Eventide Island, that's actually a really good way to gauge some BLSS speed progression. So gaining speed is one thing, but maneuverability is something else entirely, right? I see a lot of people get tripped up by how to best move Link around the overworld with the BLSS. And to be honest, the difference between a poor BLSS and an excellent one, and one that's just kind of mediocre, makes a huge difference as far as your time save goes. Maneuvering around is tricky because there are no brakes on the BLSS. The only thing you can really do is try to accelerate in the opposite direction and then push Link in whichever way you're trying to go. So, for example, out here in Cryo, when you're on your way to the Cryonis Shrine in speedruns, you'd want to take a BLSS and go around this corner over here in the distance. The best way to do this is to build up some speed towards it and then sort of turn the camera around and build the opposite direction until you're able to start shooting Link off here to the left, and then you can head off this direction. Now, I made it over here decently efficiently, but I can do better than that. And I can do better than that because I didn't wiggle as much as I could have once I got along that second straightaway. So you make your way towards this curve, you go back the opposite direction to slow down some of that forward momentum and start sending it this way. And then you want to really continue wiggling as much as you can before you get to your destination and turn around just at the very end as much as you possibly can, because as you're wiggling, you're building more speed than if you were to just turn around and face that direction the way I did the first time. And that holds true for basically every BLSS across the Great Plateau during speedruns. You want to be wiggling as much as you can from takeoff to your destination and then turning Link around to face that direction only towards the end once you're about there. And also, as far as maneuverability goes, there's sometimes when you want to be wiggling out of a situation, you find yourself kind of in a weird spot. You can do quick little turns to get Link out of the way or in the direction of wherever you're trying to go. Say if you want to move him in certain ways and then get him around other areas, you can kind of do little turns here to flip his position ever so slightly. This can be helpful in places like coming out of the Temple of Time, where you might need to do some work and to get out of that big hole in the side of the wall sometimes if you're still getting used to the controls, and it becomes problematic sometimes to get out of this spot the way that Link takes off. I know I have a problem with that and just getting better at wiggling. But generally speaking, if you take off from this spot and start wiggling right away and aiming Link out the door, you should get yourself a nice sharp turn right out this hole and not be having to worry about that too much. Especially during the stasis segment, efficient wiggles from 3 to 9 rather than fast wiggles trying to get you lined up to go underneath the bridge and up this hill are going to serve you so much better to just get efficient wiggles up the hill rather than speedy ones that aren't necessarily giving you the acceleration that you're looking for. Another thing to be aware of is while you're out there BLSSing around, you want to keep a kind of a light thumb on the control stick, because as Link is moving around, it doesn't matter if you're clicking in on the control stick the way I am right now, as long as Link isn't touching the ground. But when you're going up a hill, say like in the stasis segment, if you keep your thumb too heavy, as soon as Link touches down, he will crouch. Right now I have a light thumb, and I should be able to slowly but surely even make it up this hill with enough persistence. But if Link is touching the ground and I press too heavy on the control stick, you get that crouch cancel kind of thing that really stinks in the middle of your speed runs. So it really is a balance of holding the controller, firm enough so that it's not slipping out of your hands, but also loose enough that you're not got a death grip on the controller in the first place, and also so that you're not pressing down on the left control stick with a heavy thumb, and you can make it up slopes like this in the stasis segment and not be crouch canceling on your way up, And that will save you so much time as you get better at realizing that you don't have to hold it, Anyway, I hope this video helps and has value for you. If so, leave a like on the video because it does help me so very much. Subscribe if you want to catch more content like this. I plan to be making a lot more Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild sequel videos as the future unfolds. I'm really excited about it. Get ready for that. Come find me on Twitch if you want to hang out live. I'm doing that 4 nights a week right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep on punching out there. Aloha.